Hello guys and welcome back to This Week in BJJ. I'm Budo Jake, joined as usual with Budo Dane, and tonight we have a special guest, Bruno Antunes. Bruno, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you guys for having me here.
He's going to show us two of his favorite techniques, and we're going to chat a little bit and get to know a little bit more about Gracie Barra, one of Gracie Barra's top competitors. But first, you're going to show us the knee bar from 50-50.
Yeah. Okay guys, we start on the 50-50 here. Okay, then the first thing you have to do, you go on top. Usually when you're here, the guy gonna try to break your balance. Okay, I'm gonna start to grab the pants, and as soon as I grab the pants, I start to give my back for him, but he cannot go to my back. Okay, he's gonna start to feel a lot of pressure on his stomach. Then I turn a little bit more, making sure his knees tight. Okay, and I turn little by little, making sure you're gonna drop forward, okay? Because if I start to come here, I can lose the knee bar and he can comes up and he's gonna sweep me. When you're here, making sure you're gonna try to go forward. Little by little, you go forward, tie your knee bar under the armpit, raise your hips, and you get your knee bar. One more time, you're here. You're gonna start to give your back for him, but you grab, making sure his leg doesn't gonna escape. Then I grab the pants and I sit on his stomach like that. It's hard position for him, okay? If the guy lock the triangle, you need the patience. You're gonna be here because it's hard for him. You go little by little, start to go forward. Nice and tight, raise your hips, and you get the knee bar. If it doesn't work, so you gotta back and come on top, right here. One more time for you guys.
All right, very nice, Bruno. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the 50-50 is a position that got popular in about 2008, and a lot of people hated it because it led to a lot of stalling. But now a lot of people are learning new techniques and learning how to make it more of a dynamic position. What are your thoughts on the 50-50 position?
I think this is just a new position in Jiu-Jitsu. Have some people don't like that because they don't know how pass the guard, or they don't know how gonna get some submissions or sweeps from there. This is the development for Jiu-Jitsu, and you need to know. It's like when start the half guard, nobody knew about that. And they start to say, oh, you're just stalling. Now everybody knows. And just one more position. I think the 50-50 is just the development of the Jiu-Jitsu.
Is the 50-50 a go-to position for you? Do you like to pull 50-50?
I don't, but I need to know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of partner trainings they like, and they put me in the position for, I see what I'm gonna do there. No, I like to know a little bit about everything.
Nice. So let's go back and talk about some of your early beginnings in Jiu-Jitsu. How did you get started in the art?
How I started in Jiu-Jitsu? I was lifting weights like about 16, 17 years old. And the professor called me to do the class. And I joined the class and I like it. Then I trained with these guys about 3-4 months, and he left for Europe for teaching in Amsterdam. His name is Cadu. Today he's teaching in San Diego under Saulo Ribeiro. And he left Murilo Santana, who was my professor in São Paulo. I'm from São Paulo. White belt to brown belt. I trained under Murilo Santana, who was my main mentor. He showed me how I have to train Jiu-Jitsu and everything. Then after, for 6 months, he moves for really far from my house. I'm not able to train with him. And just for don't stop training, I start to train a little bit under Demian Maia. It's about 6 months, something like that, 8 or 1 year. And I didn't fight so many tournaments. I just was there and trained. Maybe I fought 2 small tournaments just because everyone on the gym fought, and just for don't stop training Jiu-Jitsu, but I improved a lot under him too. And then I moved to the south of Brazil, where I train and still and keep competing on the Gracie Florianópolis, where I lived for 3 years. and I get my black belt under Alexandre Souza, and who's a big friend of mine too. I like it a lot to live there. And when I get there, I have some friends, they start to come here to teach Jiu-Jitsu and back there. And once I want to fight the worlds and I see I want to make money for come back to Brazil, and they say, yeah, I have one place to teach, and I came to Gracie Barra here to teach for 3 months, but I like it and I decided to stay. And now I'm about 2.5 years on Gracie Barra, where I'm happy, you know. And actually 1 year ago, I'm about 1 year ago, I trained with Romulo, who was, I don't know, my best partner training.
Romulo was your best training partner?
Yeah, he's shown me a lot of things. I think I got a good performance under him, and I just want to say thanks for him. He helped me a lot here. For 1 year I didn't train so much. Then when I moved to right across the street. I lived there, right behind his academy, and after that I started to train here in US too, like I used to train in Brazil. Then it's easier for a fight like that, you know.
So at the last American Nationals, you took first place in the no-gi division. Is that your number one medal so far in your career?
The open class, maybe, yeah.
Okay.
The open class, yeah.
Yep.
Was because, I didn't stop since the worlds. I fought the worlds and I keep training. No, I didn't stop. And maybe some guys stopped for a while, and I felt good there. I felt like they're not on the same pace than I was.
Right. So what's your tournament schedule looking like for this year?
You see, I was supposed to fight in San Diego, you know, but I get some injury on my back. Then I decide to pull out, and you see, as soon as I get better, I still training, but lighter, you know. And if I get 5 weeks training, good, 100%, I will fight everything.
Nice. So you have one more favorite technique you want to show today, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, guys, this position I use a lot, okay, since my brown belt, is invert half guard to back control. I go to the deep half guard. I start to set the position, very common here, guys. Okay. I get the lapel to defend my arm, and I start to set the sweep like Bernardo Faria does a lot. But I'm gonna change as soon as I feel the guy starts to use the weight forward, I change my grip like that, okay? Then I let he goes to the other side. As soon as he starts to go to the other side, okay? Usually the guy gonna try to turn towards me, to face me here. I'm gonna get this lapel really deep and close my elbow on his back. As soon as I get here, I'm gonna change my hook, okay? Then I start to sit towards him. Then I sit up here. Sit belt. And I get the hook. One more time. Deep half guard. You defend your arm first thing. You get your grip. You can throw him like that. He's gonna start to try to face me. I'm gonna adjust the grip, making sure you close your elbow. Okay, who closed the elbows here has advantage. If he closed the elbow, he can go to my back too, making sure you close your elbow good, nice and tight. Start to sit. Seat belt, then you get the hook. One more time.
Bruno, thanks so much for teaching your great techniques and sharing some of your life story.
You're welcome.
Keep an eye on this guy, Bruno Antunes.
That concludes this installment of This Week in BJJ. Subscribe on iTunes, watch and review past episodes, and then be sure to join us again next Friday night, right here for another live edition of This Week in BJJ.